Hi, readers. Today we're going to read a story called The Yard Sale by Eleanor Teal. And as we're reading, I will pause and there are some questions along the way. You can hit pause on this and you can answer the questions and then hit replay and then I'll continue reading. The yard sale. Kind of think of it like a garage sale. Some of you might not know it as a yard sale. You might know it as a garage sale. But the main character, Becca, her family is having a yard sale. The Yard Sale by Eleanor Teal. Now you can put the prices on them, Mom said, putting the last of Becca's things in a neat row on the table. It wasn't fair. It was early in the morning, it was cold, and the Pettit family was having a yard sale. They'd be moving into a smaller place in the city later in the month, and they had to get rid of a lot of stuff. Becca picked up a china ballerina that Bobby Silvano had told her looked like a walrus. She put it down and stroked the fur of a purple and white stuffed bunny that she had won at the fair. Next to it was an old fabric box with a nail polish stain on the inside. Becca picked up a yo-yo and began to smack it against the leg of the tables. "Becca, stop that," Mom said. It was bad enough that they were moving, which would ruin everything, but on top of that, her mom had put her in charge of the kids' table. "You can show them which toys you liked and how much fun they were," Mom said. I guess that means the fun is over for me, Becca thought. At 8:30, cars began to pull up in front of the Pettit's house. "Becca, you need to get prices on your tags," Mom said as she jogged past with a lampshade in her hand. "How much do I charge?" Becca asked grumpily. "Whatever you think is reasonable," Mom called over her shoulder. Becca pondered this for a moment. If she added up all the hours she'd spent with her things and all the memories they represented, these items were priceless, so why not price them accordingly? "How much for the yo-yo?" asked Louis from next door. He picked up the yo-yo and let it spin to the ground. "It's $30. "Really?" Louis placed the yo-yo back on the table. "Yo-yos don't cost $30. "This one does. It's an antique." "Well, never mind then," Louis said sourly before walking off. Becca smiled. Question 1. What kind of person is Becca? So you're going to answer your question. Becca is the kind of person who... On with the story. A light rain started. Becca didn't have many customers to deal with, but the ones who came were quickly defeated by her high prices. She was about to go in for lunch when a girl with straggly bangs came up to the table. She stared long and hard at all the toys, her hands shoved deep in her pockets. When the girl spoke, she almost whispered, "Is the bunny for sale?" "Yes," Becca said, "but it's expensive." "I only have this much." The girl held out her hand. It contained $2. "That's not enough," Becca said, shaking her head. She hated to do it. The girl looked so eager. But that bunny was historic. "Oh," the girl looked down at her palm. "I don't have any more." Becca felt a twinge of guilt. "Well, sometimes we drop the prices at the end of the day," she said, her voice kinder. The little girl jumped on Becca's words. "Really? So I can wait?" "Well, I guess so, but I'm not sure someone will buy it." "You should go home." "No, I can wait. My mom's right over there." The girl pointed to a woman who was chatting with a neighbor on the sidewalk. The girl spread her jacket on the ground and sat under the table. Becca sighed. Question 2. What do you think will happen in the rest of the story? What makes you think this? This question has 2 parts to it. You'll say, in the rest of the story, I think, and then you'll tell what you think will happen. And because you're going to tell why you think that'll happen. You're kind of giving evidence from the story to help that. On with the story. 10 minutes later, the girl was still there. And 15 minutes after that, Becca was afraid that the girl's mom would ask her what she was doing. Finally, Becca glanced down at the girl, whose little head poked out from under the table like a turtle's. You have to hand it to her, Becca thought. She certainly is determined. Has it been sold yet? The girl asked in a squeaky voice. No, Becca said. Behind the bangs, the girl's eyes were hopeful. Becca suddenly thought of herself a few months ago, wanting to stay in their home so much that she would have cheerfully lived in a muddy hole in their yard, if it meant not moving. Sometimes, Becca realized, life had a way of reminding you of bigger things than stuffed bunnies. Look, Becca said, why don't I drop the price to $1 and you can have a little left over? Really? I can have it? Sure. Becca handed her the bunny. Thank you. Thank you, the girl said and ran her hands over the bunny's purple fur. Becca watched the girl talking to the bunny while walking toward her mother. Becca found a label and wrote 50 cents. Then she tied the label to the yo-yo and waited for the next customer. Question 3. Summarize the story, The Yard Sale. And question 4. Reread the last 2 sentences of the story. So if you were at the story and it says lines 73 and 74, you'd go like this. Well, this is line 70, 71, 72. Here's 73 and 74. But they also have it written for us right here. So reread the last 2 sentences of the story. Becca found a label and wrote 50 cents. Then she tied the label to the yo-yo and waited for the next customer. Why do you think the author decided to end the story this way? All right, readers, I hope you enjoyed the yard sale. Bye.